As we are heading into, well, we're into the NFL playoffs right now.
Yeah, we're in the NFL playoffs. Neither of us have a horsey in the race anymore, but
not even close.
But it's fun to watch playoff football.
Yes, it is. And BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025.
Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion.
With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball, to NHL and UFC, BetOnline is the number one sports betting source for the new year.
That's right, from touchdowns to three-pointers and hat tricks. BetOnline has you covered on every game, every play, and every win.
BetOnline. The game starts here. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
Hey, everybody. My name's Evan, and I also am a dumb dad. And on today's episode, Kevin will outline if you're going to leave your house, take your things, but also make sure that people have the ability to take your things as well.
And on this episode, while Evan waits for Target to communicate with him, he realized he should have communicated with his wife. Hey, before we get started, we want to let you guys know that we are going on tour again.
That's right. Coming to a city near you, hopefully.
We're going on a little East Coast tour. We're so excited. We are going to Washington, D.C. on February 11th, Philadelphia on February 12th, New York City on February 14th, Boston on February 15th, and Pittsburgh on February 16th. The link to all the tickets are in our show notes. We're really excited for this show. We brought it to the Midwest, and we did a show here in LA, and it's just we've been tinkering with it like here and there, making it better and better. It's a really great show. We're really excited for you guys to see it. So please spread the word, let people know. Let's sell out these shows, and more dates are coming, and we will let you know when
as soon as
and
we
where
get them.
as soon as we have them. So
hopefully we'll see you there. It's a fun show. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. Love to meet and greet some of you.
Love it.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I guess there's no convenient way to jump into this podcast other than to say it's been wild here.
Yeah, I hope everybody has been safe from the fires. We are in the San Fernando Valley. Where we live, it was scary, but we were our area was untouched, so we're very lucky and grateful for that.
Yeah, lucky and grateful. So yeah, I mean, I think we said this in stories and stuff, and we'll continue to keep people updated. But thank you to those of you who reached out to us, expressed your concern, and just your support from afar. We appreciate it a lot. I mean, this has just been devastating for the city of Los Angeles, obviously. I would say if you are feeling like you want to help and you don't know how to help, you're really far away. We'll put some links in the show notes. It's just important to be specific. Be specific in your time or donation. Anything you donate, time or money, be specific and do a little bit of research so it's not some weird like blanketed scam thing. But we'll put a couple of things in the show notes if you want to follow in there. But
also
again,
to see
just
what they
appreciate
need. Also to see what's needed, I think.
Yeah, what's needed exactly. So thank you. We will, like I said, we'll keep everyone updated as much as we can. And because it's going to be a long way back to somewhat of normalcy here in California. It's going to take a lot of work. So
it sure is, but parenting still happens.
Parenting still happens.
Still hasn't taken a vacation.
Happens. No. How aware are your children of what's going on?
I mean, my son... Probably not really much at all. I mean, we told them all everything, but we didn't. Yeah. Like, if they're not processing it, fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need you to
feel the same fear that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Important to stay transparent with the kids.
Yeah.
But
tell them what's up. But
yeah, we never got to the point of needing to pack the car. We do we continue to have like quick little go bags packed. If you got, which I don't think would happen necessarily unless something different happens, but you're not really going to get you got 5 minutes kind of warning. You probably have half an hour to an hour or somewhere in the vicinity if you actually get a warning and stay, so they didn't have to see us do that. Although I heard, a couple of my parent friends I knew that did pack were like, let's do it tonight when the kids are in bed. So it's just not too shocking to them if like they see you packing like all your important stuff in the car.
Yeah.
Preemptively, I mean, you got to do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like if it's kind of touch and go, which it has been for a lot of people around us. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
It's very weird. We had that Watch Duty app.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's a good app, but my God, is it just I don't know. It just told you everything. So it was great to know
Speaking
about
of
the
being
large
too transparent
fires, but then it was also like, there's a fire 3 blocks up, and you're like, wait, what? And then it was like, update, fire 3 blocks up, gone. And I was like, okay, well, I don't need to know the trash can fires right this second.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Call the authorities, but let's knock that off.
Thank you. Yeah. Can you please knock on my door when it's, I don't know. I wouldn't want to say more of an emergency, but it just feels like a lot. There's a lot of updates.
Yeah.
A lot of scary updates. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's been, well, all we can do is move forward because so far 2025 is a hard pass.
2025 is making us work for it.
That's right.
Yeah, it was.
Sure is.
We did end up leaving because we did get the false alarm.
Yeah, there was a false alarm sent to all of Los Angeles County,
which is
it was like you need to go. You need to be evacuated now.
Be ready to evacuate. It was a ready.
Yeah,
it was a ready. Be ready to evacuate, and we were just coming back from old Chuck E. Cheese, and it was just like when our neighbor came running over and was like, hey, it was a false alarm. I was like, yeah, I'm goodbye. Because my parents live in Indio.
Yeah.
Just like, see ya.
Better, I mean, and go get some air quality. I mean, it's like, yeah, over here, it's like you go to Chuck E. Cheese. We went to Chuck E. Cheese like the day after that. The air quality is bad, and it will continue to be bad for quite some time. So the kids were out of school for Thursday and Friday just because they were like, this is so insane. We need to and we were up until last night at late afternoon yesterday. It was like, are they going to go to school tomorrow? We're not really sure. And they are. They did go to school today, and knowing so, even if they were like, yes, we are going to school, and yes, we're not going outside. Lots of indoor activities this week.
I'm going to blame this on me being and it's funny because I'm involved in my school. I was just at a coffee with the principal this morning, and I'm on the PTA and SSC. I think I'm doing stuff, but I'm also like, maybe it's because I've never worked in an office setting, but like, can we just one email or text is enough? Yesterday was littered with like texts and emails being like, I was like, and phone calls. And I was like, here we go. And answered it. And they went, please pay attention. We'll be letting you know if school's open tomorrow. Click. I was like,
why did you call me to tell me
what was that? Oh, text message. Guys, here it is. Please pay attention to your emails as we'll be letting you. Oh my. Okay, so maybe I have an email. Look, I do have an email. Let me look.
Yeah.
Please pay attention. We'll be emailing later.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or calling you or texting you.
Like it was like, I'm not exaggerating. That is what happened yesterday. And I was just like, I don't care. Just like send me the one.
We get it. We're aware that we're not sure if we're going to school or not tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're waiting on the information.
Also, school, you teach things. Have you ever taught the boy who cries wolf? Eventually, we're just going to stop checking the emails because we're just going to assume it's an email about an email.
I know.
And then we're going to miss it.
Yeah.
And school's going to be closed and we're going to show up and then we're going to look like fools.
We're going to be like, wait, you tell me. They were like, oh, we told you we were going to tell you. And then we told you we were about to tell you and then we told you.
Didn't get an email after the email saying school was open saying, did you get our email? They stopped after that, which that would be a good time to maybe just send the one and then a couple going, just want to reiterate and make sure. Not, hey, be attached to your phone.
Can you tell it's been overwhelming?
Oh my God.
I mean, I burnt the hell out of dinner the other night. We put a pork loin in the sous vide. That's easy.
Can't burn that.
Can't burn that. That's just, my wife did that part.
Yep.
She stuck that in there and was like, okay, can you handle? I was like, I'll go handle the rest of the dinner. Just going to make simple broccoli and couscous with the dinner. Very simple tasks to handle.
You're not very good at cooking simple tasks, though.
Not during times
You've
like
had
these.
some. No, don't you blame these times. Remember when we were doing a partnership with Dinnerly and you destroyed the rice?
I did destroy the rice once.
See, you did a great job with the Wellington, beef Wellington.
You got a laser
but it's like
focus.
if you have to do rice or couscous, My guy
I would tell you the other
he
night.
falls apart.
The other night, it was really like feeling so overwhelmed emotionally that I didn't even realize it until kind of halfway through the cooking of it. Like couscous, kind of like rice. You toast it a little bit first, then you pour in water, whatever, bouillon cube, something to flavor it, whatever. But like I just way over toasted it. Mm-hmm. Not get a little color on there that was like, oh, some of those are pretty dark brown. Hopefully you won't be able to taste that.
I think I smelled the fires. Nope.
And then it's like put broccoli in the oven and like keep an eye on it, or forget it's in there and stare off into the distance until you smell that it's like
you burned everything.
Yeah.
How'd the pork loin end up?
I mean, like
because
that was fine.
Sear it after.
No, that was fine.
Okay.
Very nice part of the meal that basically made. Yeah, I seared that and then sliced it up and it was very good. But like really, my wife kind of spearheaded the execution of that. I kind of just finished it, but it was like too much salt.
It's almost like
broccoli.
Women can multitask and men can't.
Men cannot. I mean, like I found myself just kind of staring off into the distance, thinking about 100 things, and then just kind of going, oh, I guess that's done. I'll put the water. That looks pretty roasted. I'll take that out of the oven. Just not really considering the time. It's just like so overwhelmed emotionally.
Yeah.
That I was just, it was like, it's food. All right. It sucks. Eat it. Let's go to bed. Let's try it for tomorrow. I want tomorrow.
I mean, good for you for, I guess, doing those things. I think we went with a lot of simple dinners last week.
We tried to order out a couple times because we were like not even in the mood at all.
Yeah.
And so were the restaurants. And we were like, oh, yeah, everyone's closed. Dinner DoorDash is not available to you. It was like, oh, okay.
Another human would not like to drive around the city for you right now.
I know. And it's, as soon as you look and it's like, it's closed or it's inoperable, it's like, oh, yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But this is
Felix, your driver. You can go get it yourself.
That's fair. That's fair, Felix. 5 stars. Here's a couple bucks throwing your way.
Sorry, I'd love to put your dinner in my car, but it's packed with all my belongings just in case.
Thank you for just letting me know that.
Yeah.
Rather than calling me and telling me you might let me know that. Thank you for just letting me know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
did I ever tell you one time? I'm pretty sure I got a vegetarian or vegan driver for like. We had like a coupon because we don't usually
for your meat lovers order.
Well, yeah, we had like we had a coupon because we've never, I mean, like maybe twice have done one of those like dinner delivery services where they drop off like not like where they're picking up dinner, where they're picking up groceries. We haven't done that much.
Yeah, like Amazon Fresh kind of.
Maybe something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I remember we ordered like we ordered groceries, so it was like beef was on there, chicken was on there, like pork was on there, and it was like, hey, this is so-and-so, they're out of beef. And I was like, huh, really? Okay, bummer. Hey, this is so-and-so, they're out of chicken. This is not during an emergency. This was just time. And I was like,
yeah.
I think I wrote back, I was like, they're out of chicken? Like, and then it was like, hey, they're out of pork. And I was like, is this guy a vegetarian? And then it said something like, whatever, the guy's name was Evan, we'll say. It was like, Evan canceled your order. I was like... and then like someone else picked it up. The way the service works is like they got another driver attached.
Yeah.
And then he got everything.
Yeah.
At the same grocery store that I was like, I don't know, this is the job for you if you don't want to touch
vegan
meat.
Was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You can send me to a farm.
Yeah.
A strawberry farm. We'll get strawberries for you.
Strawberry farm.
That's all I'm going to bring you. Yeah. So, any little bit of levity in these moments is nice, especially when, like I said, we're kind of emotionally overwhelmed with what to do, decisions we need to make. So we did have my son's birthday party this past weekend, which was twofold. One, it felt like, I can't believe we're about to go to a kid's birthday party right now, because we're also kind of constantly checking our phones, wondering if we're supposed to be leaving our homes. But also we scheduled this birthday party a while ago. And so we went ahead with it. And it was like, 3 hours. You guys were there. It was really fun. Credit to my son. He said, I want a karaoke birthday party. And we were like, okay, how do you know what that is? Like, we haven't been, doesn't go to karaoke.
YouTube's a wild place.
YouTube's a wild place, but he said that sounded fun to him. He kind of said, like, you get up and sing. And he's like, yeah, I love that idea. And we were like, okay. So my wife started looking, and there's a lot of places you can rent a room. That's what we figured. Invite some of your friends, rent one of those little rooms, you know.
For sure.
But all those rooms they say they're kid friendly, in which they kind of are, but it's priced like, and which bottle service would you like to be adding to your table?
Fairlife?
So it's like, yeah. Yeah. Got any Lucerne?
Honest Juices?
Once Upon a Farm Snacks, you throw those on the table for us? Yeah, no, it was like very, very expensive because they're assuming like, yeah, bring your kids, it's fine. You guys are going to get hammered, right? On
$350 bottle of Absolute?
Yeah. No, not really. Not a Saturday at 12.
Well, not for the kids. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Let me call you back.
Yeah, we got to.
Honey, I spent $1,000 on the birthday party.
Yeah.
Well, that's normal. No, it's on booze.
Yeah, it's only on one part of it.
Yeah.
So we rented the theater that you and I rented when we did like our little test show before we went out on the road for our friends. We thought like, why don't we do that? And then we found like a kids karaoke, like kind of a mobile kids karaoke DJ. And that worked out great. And then we kind of got our own decorations and it was really fun. Like every song that the kids sang or one of the kids picked, like 10 kids went up. And they just kept singing in groups.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. And so it was like a nice little distraction. I can't, like a bunch of the parents and we made it optional, like a lot of kids' birthdays, because like, you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. You can come back, whatever. Bunch of the parents stuck around, and many of them walked up to me or my wife and just said, thank you for doing this. And I think a lot of it was like, thank you for not canceling this.
Yeah.
Because it was like something else to do. The kids, as we said, the kids are informed, but they're not holding the emotional weight that we are as parents. And so they were just like, no, the kids had a blast.
Yeah.
They had so much fun. And it was nice just to allow ourselves to be distracted maybe for a couple hours.
It was great. It was fun. I will say, so we did leave, and I'll get to that when I get to my dumb dad moment, because my parents live in Indio.
Yeah.
And we drove back Saturday morning for your son's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I was driving towards this huge plume of smoke
Yeah.
for a child's birthday party.
I know.
And it was such a weird image. And I was like, well, at least it's not a karaoke. Oh,
Yeah.
But it was great. The kids were great. They were fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
But it was funny because we all, it's the constant joke of like, got a kid's birthday party this weekend. Good Lord. And it's like, I'm driving into a half evacuated city for one.
To watch a bunch of kids sing karaoke.
To be fair, we had two. We had one yesterday too. Went back for two birthday parties.
Yeah. There you go. Like I said, though, any little bit of distraction. So why don't we jump into our dumb dad moments?
Sure. I can do that.
Yeah, you go for it. Why don't you start it off?
It's brought to you by Panic.
Okay.
Yeah.
A dumb dad moment brought to you by Panic.
But by Panic.
I think usually those things probably go hand in hand.
Usually do. So like I said, we went to Chuck E. Cheese with the kids, distraction, something to do. And also it was weird because we're saying the air quality is bad, but the air quality hasn't been bad because the winds have been going south.
Yeah.
But like was still not letting like my daughter, we have this swing and my daughter has been doing this and we love it. It's like she just does this kind of, I don't know if deregulate or whatever the word is, but she just likes to go outside and go on that swing.
Decompress.
Get
away from the family,
But like she'll be drawing and then she'll go out and go on the swing, or she'll watch a little bit of screens and go out, or she'll be hanging out with us and want to go out. And it's just like, she just likes to do it. And she'll sometimes only do it for like 10 minutes. And comes back in. And you're like, okay, cool. So we felt bad because we're like, I know. It's the bluest sky you've ever seen. You can't smell the fires because the wind, I think, was pushing it all away. But we were like, I just don't think you should go outside. Like,
they're saying we shouldn't.
Yeah. And it was because it looks like you should. And like all of the air quality index things are all like, it hasn't been this good for like 30 years. It's like I don't understand, but I don't need to understand. That's not my job. My job is to be the parent, and I'm like, no. So anyway, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. We're on the way back. We get the evacuation, like I was saying, and we start packing up. And our next door neighbor comes over, and he's like, "Hey man, it's false alarm." And I was like, "Yeah, we got it, but we're out of here." And he was like, no worries. I would too. And I was like, yeah. He's like, we're thinking about it. And I was like, sure. Yeah. I was like, my parents live in Indio. So we have that like benefit of like, we can get far outside of the reach of this.
Yeah. And you're not considering like I'm sure a lot of people are doing, which is like, yes, we can decide to go, but we got to go find a hotel. Now we're spending a few
That's what I mean.
$100. You know, you don't have to necessarily make that decision either. Which
there
is
and back costs a tank of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just like, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just go. And because then by this point, this was Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. And we had just gotten notice that like school was canceled Friday as well. School was canceled Thursday. So it's just like, yeah, let's go. Something to do. We'll at least spend a couple days there, and then maybe we'll come back for a birthday party.
Yeah. 2 birthday parties.
2 birthday parties. So we pack up the car, and then like my neighbors are all outside. My neighbor across the street, he's on his roof, like with his phone, just like, because like at this point the smoke was it was coming up the hills towards us.
Yeah.
And everybody was just taking photos and videos. All of our neighbors were out. We'd never seen all of our neighbors all out at the same time.
Yeah, for 4 years.
Yeah, in 4 years we really hadn't seen all of them at the same time. And we're the ones like getting in the car like, see ya.
Yeah, peace.
And so I, talked to my neighbors and stuff, and they're like, you get out of here. I told them the whole thing. They were like, all right, cool. So it's like, all right. And then it's like you walk through the house like 6 more times because we're not in an evacuation warning. So we're like in a hurry, but we're not,
Right.
Because it was like, all right, we'll take our time. What do we want to bring? Because like, let's assume this continues. You have to be like, I'm assuming I'm not coming back to this house ever again, which is insane.
It's a wild feeling.
It's a wild feeling to be like, all right, if we don't have anything else, what can we have? So, I grabbed some pictures, and I grabbed some board books that we had made, because you can make your own board books. Not just like the ones where you like insert your kid's name. Like you guys have given us those, and those are so fun. I actually did grab one of those because it was like a Where's Waldo thing. But I like made one of like all of our pictures. You do all the writing yourself. Like you start to finish, make a little thing. So we grabbed those, grabbed a couple things, grabbed all obviously like passports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, did one more walkthrough of the house of just like, is there anything? I mean, obviously all of it, but like,
yeah,
all of it, but none of it.
Yeah.
What am I bringing? What am I taking? So I was like, I think we're good. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then we jump in the car and you say goodbye to my neighbors. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
And then get in the car and hit the road. And we're like a mile and a half away on my way to my parents. And I just go, I don't think I locked the front door. And my wife's like, are you serious? And I was like, here's the thing. I don't know, because I have a habit of, and I've locked myself out like maybe like 3 times, where I walk out the door and I like flick the handle. Like I just always lock doors behind me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I probably did.
I always lock doors behind me. But you didn't.
It's funny because as we were leaving, my neighbor said to my wife, and that false alarm kicked off.
Yeah.
It's probably a real bummer for the looters. And she was like, oh, I don't want to think about that.
I know.
But it's a thing. So then when I'm in the car, I'm thinking about that she just told me that. And then I'm thinking, I don't know that I locked the front door. Did I? I bet I did. I don't know. She's like, should we go back? I was like, I'll call my neighbor. And I called my neighbor who I just talked to. And I was like, hey, bud, can you do me a favor? Can you just check to see if I locked the front door? He just starts belly laughing. And I'm like, yeah, I was kind of in a haze leaving. I normally lock the front door, but I'm not normally in this condition.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, we're at a red light. I get a notification on my camera, my doorbell cam, and I hit it, and I just watch him walk in the front door. And I was like, okay, yep, that was completely unlocked. I didn't want the fire to have to struggle. You know what I mean? I wanted it to let itself
Well,
in.
they say like that's one of the difficult things. They say there's like a few things you can do if you're going to leave, if you get evacuated, like in these conditions, like when there's a fire. You need to, like, what you should do is take all of your curtains away from the windows.
Yeah.
And fill your bathtubs with like cold water. Just like fill them up and leave your doors unlocked. So firefighters have access to your house if they need to, get inside, whatever.
Yeah.
But that just feels wild because you're right. People, I mean, there's a lot of funny people out there in the world that think, oh, here's an opportunity for me now. Just walk around and take something that's not mine.
Yeah.
While these people have their house abandoned and they're panicking. They may never see their house again.
Yeah.
And you feel as though it's up to you to guarantee they won't see some of their stuff again. I don't understand that. But that's it still is a wild one to think, yeah, I'll just leave my house unlocked. It's probably fine.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do that.
I mean, you did do that, but
I wasn't going to.
Not intentionally.
But I did do it. Yeah. So
easy to do, though. See what I'm saying? It's like you don't usually, it's not normal to leave the house in the way or emotional state that you left the house that time.
Yeah, it was strange.
They also say, which I did, walk around your house, take a 30-second video of each room for multiple reasons, right? Insurance purposes, replacement purposes, if need be or whatever. So the other day I thought, I'll just do that. I know it's one of those things that's like, we're probably safe. We're probably not going to get evacuated. It seems as though the winds are in our favor right now. But you don't want to do the thing that's like, all I had to do was walk around my house and take a video, and I didn't do that. Why did I not do that?
Well, it's another thing where it slips the brain, too.
Yeah, because you're thinking about other things. But the other day I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to walk around. I'm going to go in the garage. I'm going to come in here. I'm just going in every room and take a video.
Yeah.
And so I did. And about halfway through doing that, it was like a weird feeling washed over me. Like, because it's not just, I'll videotape my stuff. The reason why I was videotaping the stuff all of a sudden washed over me. And now I'm just like walking around like quietly thinking, gosh, I hope I never need this video. Mm-hmm. So it's all just been very wild. I have a dumb dad moment separate of all of these things. This kind of happened during, at the very tail end of winter break, going back into school, the weekend before we go back into school. My dumb dad moment this week is brought to you by communication with your partner about important decisions that may affect the children greatly.
Sure.
So, winter break, you just get a little bit looser and looser as time goes by, and then you have 3 weeks with your children not at school, and you're just thinking, like, can I just drop them off at school a day early? How much more can I pay to do that? Mm-hmm. And so the weekend before they were going to go back in school, which turned out to be one hell of a week. We've been establishing that over the earliest stages of this podcast. My kids so here's the thing too. My daughter is in first grade, right? And so she will finish homework very quickly. My son's in fourth grade. Takes him longer to do his homework. Yeah. Now, we allow our kids to watch their iPads during the week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's like, can I watch my iPad? Yeah, you can watch it for a little bit. Can I watch mine too? Yeah, when you're done. For a little bit. And then I get distracted in doing something. My wife starts doing something. And then it's like, how long have they been on those things? Like you start to forget about it. Right. Oh yeah. And I hate that feeling. I hate the feeling of especially if it's that happens 3 days in a row. And you're like, oh man, now I feel like they've been on them a lot this week or something,
Do you know what I love is I think somebody was my mom or somebody commented to me recently, I've been listening to the podcast. Are you worried you're doing too much with your kids? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, your daughter has swim twice a week. Your son is cooking once a week. Then you have baseball, and then you have this class, and then his violin. And then I was like, it's probably too much, but it's great for exactly what you're talking about. On Tuesdays or Thursdays even, especially kids come home from school. We do the iPads as well, but it's also yeah, you got an hour 15 before we gotta leave. Go nuts.
Yeah, go ham. There will be a time that we have to stop.
Yeah, then that's kind of nice because it's that guilt goes away where it's we're on schedule. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just it was I decided, but I know that these are the kind of conversations we have with my wife a lot, where it's we either need more of a schedule or so that it takes less pressure off of us and it's more consistent for them. Right.
Sure.
So my daughter was it was after lunch and she's like, can I watch my iPad? And I was like, yeah, you can watch it now, or you can play a game now or draw now or whatever. But whenever you want to watch your iPad, how about you can watch it for an hour? She's like, an hour? And I was like, yeah, watch it for an hour and then find something else to do. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay. And my son didn't really hear that. I knew he didn't hear that because he wasn't in the room. But I had to go. That'll make sense in a second. I know that sounded dumb. So I needed to go. I was going to go do a couple drop-offs, like do a donations drop-off, and then go pick up an order from, or no, do like an Amazon return, and then go to Target, which we had like placed the Target order, wasn't ready yet, but I was like, yeah, but by the time I go and do my stuff, I'll probably get the notification.
Yeah,
I'll be good.
Yeah.
Fast forward to so before I leave, I go tell my son, hey, whenever you're done doing what you're doing, you can watch your iPad today, but you can watch it for an hour. And he's like, okay. A little bit surprised because we don't really have that conversation too normally.
It's wild when a new rule comes up.
A new rule comes up. He's like, okay, kind of off guard a little bit. He's like, all right. And then I take off, and I did not tell my wife that I said that to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
the kids are good listeners, and they do respect
100%. Oh yeah,
boundaries.
Especially anything old dad says.
Yeah, yeah.
So I take off and don't get the Target notification, but I'm like, well, I'll head there anyway. It shouldn't be too long. So I head to Target, wait in the parking lot for like 10 minutes, still nothing. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't want to just sit out here forever. I'll at least go walk around Target. So I go in Target, I'm walking around. I'm in there for like a half an hour. At this point, it's like,
I could have gone home.
Usually, yeah. Well,
but then you're in that weird window where you're like, I know gone home, but now when I go home,
as soon as I leave, I'm gonna get the notification.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around. I'm like, but I'm starting to be like, all right, because we had played at this point. It was like about a little over 2 hours after we placed it. Usually, it's like in about an hour.
Yeah.
Place your order. About an hour later, somewhere around there, you get your notification, hey, it's ready. This is like, we're getting close to 2.5 hours, still nothing. And it's like, man, I don't know. I don't feel like walking around Target anymore. But as I'm looking for stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
My phone rings and it's my wife. And she's like, hey, did you tell the kids that they can only watch their iPad for an hour? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay. Yeah. So I didn't know that. And I was like, I'm sorry. I definitely should have talked to you about that. And she's like, yeah, that would have helped. No big deal. I agree with you. I think that's a good plan. I'm just in the middle of kind of getting dinner prep going here and dealing with the emotional reaction to that from the two of them. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So they're both freaking out that they have to be off the iPads?
Yeah, they're both just like, well, not freaking out, but they're just like upset about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, why?
Yeah.
Well, because why did Dad say that? And it's like, well, you guys sometimes watch them for a lot, and it's not on you because if you don't have the natural ability to think like, I think it's been enough. Yeah. And so, but she's, trying to have those conversations with them.
I don't have the natural ability to say it's enough.
Well, I'm walking around looking at like, well, this is a cool Goodfellow shirt. I wonder if it'll fit me. Like it's like poking around, literally wasting time.
God, I wonder what the kids are building right now. They
Yeah.
gotta be working on their own Lego,
I'm
sure.
Show me all their plans to save the world. So, so dumb dad moment was just, not communicating with my wife after making a pretty significant decision that affected the children and hopefully our lives moving forward.
So did she keep them off the screens, or was this just like, you can get back on, I need to make dinner?
No, she's like, it's fine. I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I know there's
agreeing,
and there's also like, I agree, can't right now because they're a mess and I need to get dinner done.
I was like, I'm sorry. That's totally on me.
Yeah.
They'll get over it.
Yeah, always.
Because it's like you said, it's a change to think like, because then it's like, okay, manage your hour. Because I'm also thinking like I said, we get home and it's like they do homework and my daughter's done and she's like, can I watch my iPad? And it's like my son just hears that and it's like, it's so like crushing.
It takes your son a really long time to do his homework, right? Because of like the amount he has, not because of him.
Yeah. I mean, it probably takes him
I only asked
anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour and a half. I'd probably somewhere in there, because sometimes he has more, sometimes he has less, but
I only asked that because my daughter only gets like a page. Her teacher is very much like, we're going over everything in school. I think she doesn't really believe in homework that much. I only asked that because like my son, same as your daughter. I mean, how many times trace your name? He's pretty good at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially he's kind of repeating what he's doing last year.
He's repeating so much of what he did last year. Yeah. So he is blowing through it because he was TK, the same thing. But I have been, it's different if it's an hour and a half homework, but I have been like, he's like, can I go on screens? I was like, not until she's done. Just because it'll add that distraction. Now I got to watch her like a security guard because she is going to just want Under, over, what do you want? Kind of thing. And you're like, get back,
And I'll tell, same thing. We try to say, like, why don't you wait until your brother's done?
Yeah.
The problem is then it's like, not the problem. Any part of it is tough. Then she's like, are you done? When are you done? It's like, hey, chill out. Let him, this is difficult stuff here. I'm not sure I understand half of it. So let's all just relax on the pressure.
Why don't you help him with his homework?
Same thing.
He'll get done faster. And she looks over and goes,
yeah.
I'm fine. I'll read a book.
He's so easily distracted that it's like, but if you need to take it into your room, do that for yourself. Like if you're distracted here, go and do it in your room.
We got my daughter a new desk for her birthday, I think. I think that's what we got it for. To have a desk, this is yours. She really enjoys drawing, but it's also like homework. And she discovered it last week and was like, this desk is great for doing my homework. And we're like, we know.
Welcome to the idea from months ago. Yeah.
She's like, it's so isolated and quiet. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
I want a desk in my room.
I'm sure our kids like
fit.
yours, like the second they get home from the school, they're like, I'm hungry.
Ravenous.
Yeah. And so they do their homework while they have their snack, like out on the kitchen kind of island area, which is nice because my wife's desk is right there. Obviously, we're pretty mobile, so I'm there to help find the right time with them to ask mommy for help because I don't understand it either.
Yeah, no.
Rather than just mommy.
Yeah.
It's like she's literally on a phone call. So, just communicate with your partner. That's a pretty good, pretty good main one.
I know we don't like to give advice on this podcast, but talk to your partner, guys. If we can leave you with anything.
It's so awful. Like I do something like that because I'm also like, I can't remember what my wife is doing. Probably still working or probably doing something else that didn't need to be involved in the moment. Like, which was, hey, can I have this and this and this? And can I watch my iPad? Just like, hey, let me react to this now. But maybe me going over and kind of going, hey, by the way, I just said this to the children.
Yeah.
Probably would have helped her out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So there you go. And guess what we have? We got another Dumb Dad moment. Handwritten letter. Guys.
Sent
to us. And listen, here, right now. I'm sure it's in the show notes and you can find other ways, but it's 17216 Satakoy Street, number 678 in Van Nuys, California, 91406.
Be in the show notes if you guys want to write us a handwritten letter, or you can just email us, dumbdadpod@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we're also accepting the DMs at the Dumb Dads on Instagram.
They wrote, I know, it looked like I wrote something on the back. They wrote a dad joke on the envelope. So we'll say
the
that
envelope looks like you wrote like syrup, ketchup, garlic salt.
M&M yogurt.
M&M yogurt.
Yeah. This is sent to us. This is a dumb mom letter. I just see at the bottom here. So, here we go. Hello, Dumb Dads.
Hello.
Since you answered my YouTube comment question about your address, I felt like I had to write in a dumb moment.
Oh, thank you.
My kids are 3 and 1, so there's many.
Wow, that's young.
A small one that cracked me up was with my 3-year-old. She's very difficult to get to sleep and will often get fixated on certain things. For a while, it was the idea that she shouldn't want bad people to come over to our house and take her toys.
Same.
Yeah, same. Not alone there. She went on and on about it for several nights until I told her that no one wants her toys.
That's true.
The bad people would come steal the TV. Now she's worried about a more legitimate concern. It worked out, since we talked it out, that if the TV is stolen, we'll buy a new one. And she hasn't brought up the whole bad people concern in a while. I always enjoy listening and love Annie's Instagram. There you go. Follow Annie LaFerrier. From a dumb mom. It's so funny that you say that because there's so many things like that you think like, oh, I'll just address this really quick. Like, honey, no one wants to come steal your toys. And you don't want to put them down for toys that people don't want. You're trying to offer a little comfort. But like, they're not going to come here to steal your toys. They're going to come here to steal our TV, which all you did there was just really kind of justify what she had fear of. The bad people are going to come take something from us.
They're not going to steal your toys. At worst, they're going to tie us up and murder us one by one. But like, they're not going to take your toys. Maybe the TV.
They probably still take the TV.
Yeah.
I got a nice TV. And they're going to take the TV. Nice TV or not nice TV. It's still a TV. That's like a very classic, like, getting into the weeds of that. I wouldn't take TV. What a huge thing to carry.
Oh, sweetheart, most home invasions happen during the day, and that's usually they're taking blood. If they're coming in at night, they're going to take your life. Anyway, good night.
Sleep bye. Oh, that's awful.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Is a good.
That's a great place to stop it.
Perfect place to stop it. Thank you again to everybody who's reached out to us. Thanks to the LA Fire Department, who've done an incredible job. And just like we said in the show notes, just make sure, like we said, if you want to support, that's amazing. And just look at the proper ways of what they're asking for. It's super easy to be like, well, I have this thing to give. They might not want it. They might have plenty of clothes or whatever at the time. So just, wherever you're looking to donate, just look at that stuff. But hearts and thoughts go out to everybody still affected or have been affected. And we'll keep you guys updated. You guys, thanks to Verdú on SoundCloud for the music. And as always, to my wife, at Annie LaVerriere, as the dumb mom mentioned, for editing this podcast. And let's read that joke.
I got a joke for you.
Get out of here.
Okay, here we go. They wrote on the back, P.S. Dad joke. I bought a pair of shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what they're laced with, but I've been tripping all day.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I like that one a lot. I like that a lot. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?
The Dumb Dad Podcast is proudly presented by Bet Online.